Good morning and welcome to the Going for Two live show for Sunday morning start sits. I'm one of your hosts, Topher Kurt, but you can call me Topher, and I'm here with my co-host, Jamie Perog. Jamie, hit it. Good morning, Jamie. How are you doing?
Doing great. Just want to welcome everyone to the fantasy football playoffs. Finally, we're here.
Right? Kind of crazy that we're here. I don't like that we're here because that means we're getting to the end of the football season, and I never agreed to have the season come up so quickly. So
Yeah.
that's very rude of it. That's really where I'm at, is that just it's rude that we are this far in the season. I don't like it.
When one season ends, it just starts another one.
Yep. Well, you also have a whole off season, lots of stuff going on with that. Okay. Roger says, good morning, fellas. Good morning to you too, Roger. Here we go. J-Man, full PPR. Alec Pierce, Kenny Gainwell, or Rico Dowdle. Oof.
I don't know how I feel about Pierce this week.
Yeah.
44-year-old Phillip Rivers. I know, I think the last time we saw him, he was slinging it downfield, and that's what Alec Pierce is good for. But
That was 5
how
years
much?
ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was sitting on the couch taking care of fucking 10, 12 kids.
Yeah.
Like, who knows what he's been doing. I do like Gainwell this week a lot. Like, I have him and Warren pretty close. And Dottle, I think you have to start Dottle.
You think so? I mean, Dowdle, so over the past 4 weeks, Dowdle has received 18, 19, 6, and 18 carries, and he hasn't eclipsed 60 yards any of those weeks. He's only had one touchdown rushing and receiving in that entire time. He has had 3, 5, 4, and 2 receptions, and his last 3 weeks, his receiving yards have gone down from 55, 36 to 21. And before that, he's only had one over 35-yard receiving game. Besides, he's only had 2 of those, week 11 and week 12, besides week 6. So he's only had over 35 receiving yards. Well, actually, if I'm looking, over 30 receiving yards 3 times.
Still, I mean, Gainwell, Dottle, they're around running back 28 to 30 for me.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce, I have him way down at like wide receiver 50, 51.
Yeah,
that's a big point difference right there. Like 9 points for Pierce, let's say, and then like 13 for the running backs.
Yeah, it's a tough question. I'm sorry that you are in this situation, but I get it. Like, Alec Pierce has been somebody that's been a big player on my roster, and now just like, oh, well, okay, here we go. Great, thanks for playing. Okay, bye.
Yeah. So speaking of Phillip Rivers, what you want to do is go to your waiver wire and pick up LaDainian Tomlinson just in case Jonathan Taylor gets hurt, because that's the way the Colts have been rolling.
Well, they don't have the rights. The Jets would technically have the rights to that. Technically. So, yeah. So definitely pick 2 of them. So who are you sitting in this?
I'm going to sit Pierce. It's just too risky with the quarterback.
I'm almost gonna let me look real quick. I need to look at where we are fantasy wise for the for the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints are ranked 15th best, 15th worst opponent for running back. So they're literally right in the middle. But I don't. I guess I'm sitting Pierce too, but my gut says Pierce will get one catch that will help you more than Dowdle will. But Dowdle and Gainwell are going to get more touches, and that's just proven fact. So I'm going Gainwell and Dowdle. Absolutely. That was a tough question. I don't like it. I don't like that one bit. But welcome to fantasy football, y'all.
So I have one that's pretty tough. I've been going back and forth. I have to start two quarterbacks: Hurts, Dart, Stafford. And I'm actually right now I'm starting Dart and Stafford.
It's kind of where I'm.
But that's not how I have my rankings. I mean, they're all top 7 for me. So I have Dart the highest at 4, and then Hurts and Stafford are at 6, 7.
Oh God! Stop that.
No, but for real, I have them at 6 and 7. I got Hurts at 6 and Stafford at 7, but I just think that Detroit game is going to be a shootout.
Yeah, you can't. I hate to say this, but you can't trust Jalen Hurts right now.
Even against Vegas, I know it's
a
good matchup, but he got negative points last week.
Exactly. And then he had in weeks 10 and 11, he had under 200 passing yards. And he's thrown 4 passing touchdowns since their bye in week 9. So he's had 5 weeks where he's only thrown 4 passing touchdowns that whole time and only had 3 rushing touchdowns. So he's had a total of 8 touchdowns over 5 weeks. I'm starting Stafford over that easily. And Dart has scored a rushing touchdown in every game besides 2. And he has scored at least 1 passing touchdown in every game besides 1. If we're just looking at touchdowns, opportunities, Washington's going to give Jackson Dart opportunities. They're the 6th best matchup for quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's why I have them so high.
Yeah, Raiders are the 15th best matchup for quarterbacks. Detroit's the 5th best matchup for quarterbacks. I'm going Dart and Stafford.
Yeah, I'm locking it in right now.
There you go.
How many playoffs did you make?
Multiple. I don't know the number off the top of my head.
Yeah, I didn't do too well this year. I only made 24 out of 29 dynasty playoffs.
Only.
But I made 2 out of my 2 redrafts. So
there you go.
100% hit rate on that. And I hate redrafts, so that's an accomplishment.
Yeah. So question for you. I have Christian Watson as my wide receiver 3 right now in a league that I need to win in. Here are my other wide receiver options: Jaden Reed, Adonai Mitchell, Chimere DK, or Alec Pierce. I'm going Watson right now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's really easy for me. I do like Jaden Reed. For some reason, I just think with Jacobs kind of injured, they might use him more.
Yeah.
But I'm not starting him over Christian Watson.
Yeah. I also have Jacobs and HN in my flex.
Yeah, I have Christian Watson as a top 24 this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured it would be a pretty solid thing, but I wanted to make sure. J-Man, here we go. Same league. Henry or Schultz at tight end. I mean, dude, we all want to win our leagues. I totally get you right there. Absolutely. Let's look at who they're playing so I can remember.
Schultz is going against Arizona and Henry Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
So I got Henry a little bit higher. Or no, my bad. I got Schultz 2 spots higher.
Yeah, Buffalo is the best
Again,
against
yeah.
tight ends.
I said
Last
it on
week,
the cheat sheet weeks ago, like middle of the season. I was like, you do not want to start tight ends first Buffalo.
so last time they played, Henry had 2 receptions for 46 yards on 4 targets. However, last week Mike Gesicki got through and had 6 receptions on 6 targets for 81 yards and a touchdown. However, that is not
Well, Gesicki was
count.
used in the slot a lot, I believe.
Yeah. And Arizona is the 8th best tight end matchup. So they give up quite a bit when they play somebody that's
Well, I'm seeing 9th best, but it's 0.1 point
yeah.
difference. So
Yeah, I'm on Yahoo. So
oh, okay. I use the fantasy 6-pack.
gotcha. There you go. So I'm going Schultz as well.
Yeah, it's close, but yeah, I trust Schultz more.
Yeah, especially against the defense. I think the defense makes all the difference in this discussion right here. Okay. Mo Diesel. Rank these in order half PPR. Kelsey, Schultz, Gadsden, Theo, Gesicki.
Half PPR. All right. I'm going to put Gaston last because he just doesn't look right ever since he had that injury scare.
Yeah.
They're still playing him.
Yeah, I am. Let's see. I would go.
And I do like Theo this week a lot, but I do like Gesicki also.
I'm going. Why can't I word? I'm putting Theo Johnson, Travis Kelsey, Mike Gesicki, Dalton Schultz, Gadsden. That's my order.
All right, I'm going to go Kelsey first. No, wait, yeah, I'm going to go Theo first. I got him top 10, and I got Kelsey at 12. And then who else is there? Schultz. Yeah, then I'm going to go Schultz, Gesicki, Gaston.
There we go. Okay. There we go. Great question. Full point PPR, Roger. Need 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. Olave, Robinson, McConkey, and Dowdle.
Oh, man. I'm going to take Dowdle out because these other options are so awesome. I think Wandale and Olave got to be your 2.
I'm leaning that way as well because what's going on with the Chargers, dude?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm not a fan of what they are doing right now.
Maybe they should have got Phillip Rivers back.
Yeah, well, I mean, Lad McConkey at the beginning of the season was looking like a fall-off candidate, and then he came back and had 6 weeks where you were like, okay, Lad is back. And then the last 3 weeks he's played, because there's a bye in there, he's had 3 for 13, 4 for 39, 1 for 12. Like, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. I mean, Wandale and Olave have not had great games, been as consistent lately either, but they're not going as low as McConkey.
Yeah, they got great matchups too. Washington and Panthers. So I actually put Wandale at 14, Olave at 15, and I believe McConkey's closer to 30. Yeah, 29.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough out there. So I'm going Olave, Robinson. Absolutely. Okay, people, keep those questions coming. Invite people to come and join us so we can keep answering your questions and help you win your fantasy football playoffs. Let's see. I'm looking to see if I've got any questions for you.
I got a weird one that I'm going back and forth on. So it's a half-point tight end premium, Jake Ferguson or Juwan Johnson. And if I look at my rankings, I got Ferguson at 6 and Juwan at 13, but they're the same point. Like that gap is so small between tight end 6 and tight end 13.
Yeah.
That I'm actually considering this going Juwan because Ferguson has that calf, right?
Yeah.
And I just think the upside is like not that much of a difference. So should I go to safety of Juwan?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going Juwan right there.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Speaking of Juwan, different Juwan Jennings, Jason, thank you for writing in, or Ken Walker at flex and half-point PPR. Also drop Tootin or Mason for Buffalo defense versus Cleveland in week 16. Have Jackson defense this week. Okay. I think that you go Juwan Jennings here. I think Juwan Jennings is definitely the play. What do you think?
I'm looking at a league, and I actually have that same scenario. And it's Juwan Jennings. Yeah, it's a dynasty league, and I am starting Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, I'm starting Jennings too. He's becoming very consistent target. He's gotten touchdowns in his last 4 out of 5 games, and they're playing against Tennessee. I think that he gets another touchdown and gets another 5 for 50, which is good. Kenneth Walker has scored 3 games this entire season against New Orleans. He scored twice. You're not going to get touchdown upside from him because Zach Charbonnet is getting all of those touchdowns.
And then who's Walker playing again?
Walker's playing Indianapolis.
Okay, so Indy's great at stopping those outside runs.
Yep.
And that's what Walker is good at. So, yeah, he could break one off, but I just don't trust it. And then with Juwan Jennings, CMC's banged up. So I can see him throwing a lot this game, and that's going to benefit him.
I agree. Okay, so drop Tootin or Mason.
Yeah, I would go Mason. Drop Mason and just lock up that defense because you're not going to start Mason at all. Like if you are, you're completely desperate and you're probably not going to win anyway.
I mean, Mason has had a much better floor than Tootin, and I think on your bench.
But I like the upside of Tootin.
I mean, besides, he's had 4 touchdowns this season. And besides that, he literally hasn't had a game. Okay, so he's had 2 games over 50 total yards, receiving and rushing. And Jordan Mason the past 4 weeks has had 45, 42, 47, and 52 rushing yards each game, plus a touchdown in 2 of those. So I think you drop Tootin because it's more likely that Aaron Jones gets hurt.
But we've also seen Mason without Aaron Jones, and he wasn't that great.
He wasn't that great.
If ETN goes down, I could see Tootin actually being good.
I could see that too. But I don't know. It depends on what you want to play. Do you want to go for the safe floor or the higher ceiling? If you want a safer floor play, Jordan Mason. If you want a higher ceiling play, Bashal Tootin, you keep those players. So that's my thought. Absolutely. Different league, need a flex, McConkey or Dowdle. Oh
man.
I'm going Dowdle here based off of what we were talking about earlier. We know that Dowdle is going to get the ball. We know he's going to get options. We know that he's going to see things. Ladd just hasn't lately. He's had 8 receptions in the last 3 games. He's actually had 16 receptions in his last 5 games. Like, Dowdle, let's see. Where are you, Dowdle? Rico Dowdle touched the ball 20 times last game. Just last game. And Ladd has touched it 18 in the past 5 weeks. I think you go Rico here.
I'm going Rico because I have Rico at like running back 30 and McConkey around wide receiver 30, but there's a couple point difference. Mm-hmm. I'm going with the running back.
Yeah, I agree with that. Good morning, Ryan. Thanks for being here. Should I start Achane or Devontae in my flex? If this is your question, I'm going to assume it's a guillotine league.
It's gotta be because who else is on your team?
Sweet baby Jesus on a unicorn. Wow.
Oh man. I guess I would just go Achane.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He is this focal point of that offense. He really is.
I mean, they have to be like top 10 options for a flex. Oh, Jesus.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it is a guillotine league. So, yes, I'm going Achane here. I think that we're starting to see Nakua kind of come back as the wide receiver 1 as of late, and Adams is losing some steam because of that. So that's my thought. Boom. I'm going Achane. I think Jamie is as well, right?
Yeah, I just can't see sitting Achane.
Yep. Daddy.
Hold on. I'll be back.
You're all good. No worries. Okay, people, make sure that you are asking us questions, sending us your thoughts, all of that. Rank these 3 tight ends right here. Okay. Mark Andrews, Theo Johnson, and Brendan Strange. Here we go. Let's look right here. I meant to click this. Okay, I really like Brendan Strange. I like him in general. I also think that Theo Johnson is a steady target, and against Washington, that'll be very nice for them. And Mark Andrews, you can't trust. Just can't. Because he will, if he did not have touchdowns in weeks 9, 10, and 11, there'd be no, hi, buddy. Hey there. You wouldn't trust those 3 weeks he was a top 12 tight end. And he's only had 1 other top 12 showing this entire season, and that was when he scored 2 touchdowns. So Mark Andrews, otherwise, week 12, he had 9 yards on 1 reception. Same thing with week 14. With week 13 against Cincinnati, 4 receptions for 47 yards. That put him at tight end 18 right there. So I'm putting Mark at the bottom of this. I'm going Theo Johnson, Brenton Strange, and then Mark Andrews. Your thought?
Oh man, so I actually have Mark Andrews ranked the highest, just because they're going to Cincinnati. But I could see a scenario where likely gets more involved.
That's kind of what happened last time.
Yeah, Theo's right behind them, so I would trust Theo Johnson more. So I would put Theo 1, Andrews 2nd, Strange 3rd.
Okay. There you go. Boom. And publish. Okay, so let's see. There were some players that have been marked in and out. I know that Chris Rodriguez has been designated as out. Roma Dunze is in. Quentin Johnston is out.
Wait, you just said Chris Rodriguez is out?
Yes.
Dang it. I got to fix my lineup.
Okay. Quentin Johnston is out. Rashad Bateman is out. Nick Chubb is out. Chris Rodriguez is out. But Roma Dunze, Dexter Lawrence, and Deebo Samuel will be in. Will be playing. And Christian Benford, who has been a star for the Bills lately, cornerback, will be out this week. Steelers tight end Darnell Washington cleared concussion protocol and has no injury status for today.
All right, now I just got to find out which league I have Chris Rodriguez in.
Yep. And Lane Johnson is out for the Eagles. CMC is good to go. Devontae Adams should be playing. Josh Jacobs is expected to go. Jake Ferguson is expected to play. Yeah, so that's what I've got on injury front lane. And all of you waiting for Brandon Ayuk was placed on the reserve left squad list, which officially ends his season and more than likely his time with the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, and you know what sucks is like people stashed him all year on the IR. Ain't going to be able to use them. And the league I had him in, he wasn't eligible for IR anymore because of the DRN, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I just had to straight drop him.
Yeah. Yep, do not resuscitate.
So with Chris Rodriguez out, would you go Jordan Addison or Tony Pollard?
Say that again.
Tony Pollard or Jordan Addison?
I'm going Jordan Addison. Let me think on that as we have Rodgers' thing. With him ruled out, does that change anything? That's a good question. With Quentin Johnston ruled out, does that help McConkey?
I don't think so. I mean, they played two completely different positions. One's in the slot, one's on the outside. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference.
No, but I could see how Ladd does get some more looks.
A couple more targets, yeah.
I think that could be the case, but I'm still putting Dowdle in. I love Ladd McConkey. I was Ladd McConkey hype train for so long, and the last few weeks he just I can't trust him to get me into my fantasy football playoffs. Here we go. The Stephen Grice. Hello. Need help with one of my running back and two flex spots in full PPR. So it looks like we need to choose one running back for sure and then start two of these other guys. Devin Neal, Addison, Dowdle, Hall, Walker, McConkey. I need to look at how Breece Hall has been doing, and they're playing the Jags. How are Jags against?
So he needs two flexes and a running back.
Yeah, Jags have been a top 5 defense against the running back this year. That's kind of scary. They did. Let's see.
I just think they're going to lean on Breece Hall a lot, especially in the quarterback situation.
I mean,
so
I
just see 15, 16 points from Breece Hall, so I put him in top 15.
Well, I'm looking at this right now. They stopped CMC 17 attempts for 49 yards. They kept Walker and Charbonnet to 58 yards on 22 carries. Kyron Williams, 12 carries, 54 yards. Ashton Genty, 13 carries, 42 yards. Bam Knight, 10 carries for 12 yards. Tony Pollard got some success, 10 carries for 60 yards, but I think he broke a big one, and that was it. Jonathan Taylor, 21 carries for 74 yards. They're giving some up in the receiving game, but
yeah, that's where I think they're going to lean on him a lot. Just short
yeah.
passes. So for me, I'm going to go Devin Neal, Brees Hall, and he needs one more.
I'm going Addison. I think that Addison, there's just something, he's too talented, and they're facing an excellent matchup. And his last, with all the
Dallas,
crazy,
yeah.
They're playing Dallas, and with all of the crazy QB crap that has happened, in his last 4 out of 5 games, here's what he's had target-wise: 11, 7, 10, 7. He's getting targeted a lot. So I think that will be a high-risk, high-reward play that can definitely benefit you. I think this, if I have this, I'm starting Addison. I don't feel great about it, but I wouldn't feel great about starting Dowdle or Kenneth Walker either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to sit Walker everywhere I can.
No,
And
I don't
have
Walker.
Addison. I have Addison over McConkey. So I think that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to go Addison also.
Hold on. My headphone jack came out of the way. Did you say something that I need to listen to?
No.
Okay.
I just thought I would go Addison.
Okay. Beautiful. So we're on the same page here. Roger, thank you again for asking us questions. We appreciate you being here every single week. Boom.
So now with Quentin Johnston out, I have him in one league. And this is ugly, but do I go Jack Besh or Keon Coleman?
Jack Besh or Keon Coleman?
Yeah, that's my only options.
Ugh. Let me.
I'm gonna go Besh. I think he scored big last week, or not big, but better. Yeah, he got me 10 points. So Keon Coleman only got like 3.
Yeah. I mean, I traded Keon Coleman this offseason because I was like, ooh, I think I might have traded him after week 1, actually. And like, I had him all last season. I know what it's like for him to have a big game and then not do anything with it. Yeah, Keon Coleman. Oh, the man you could have been. That's tough. That is.
I think we got another. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Besh. I'm just gonna say forget about it. It's an orphan team that came in last place last year that I took over.
Yeah,
and this team's horrible, but I made it to the playoffs.
There you go. Okay, pick 2: Kyron, Diggs, Henderson, and DK. Full point PPR.
I think you got to go Hendo. Number 1. I think he's going to have a huge game.
That would be really nice if he did. I would like that a lot. And then let me look. Diggs has not been producing a lot. He did, however, have a great game. He had his best game of the season against Buffalo last time. Had 12 targets, 10 receptions, 146 yards. And that was at Buffalo. They're at home this week, and we just talked about how Christian Benford is out. I might, even though his output the last 2 weeks hasn't been great, the week before that in week 11, he did go 9 of 11 and 105 yards. And the 3 weeks before that, he had 3 consecutive touchdowns. So he's had some bad momentum the last 2 weeks, but there has been some of that. DK Metcalf, he played like the juggernaut he is last week against Baltimore, but before that, the last time he got over 50 yards was against Green Bay in week 8. Otherwise, he had 6, 35, 49, 22, 32 before exploding for 148. I don't love that at all. Travion Henderson should be one of the starters Absolutely. Kyron Williams, his rush attempts have been very steady over the last 4 weeks, 14, 12, 12, 13, 13. And he's been pretty consistent in yardage and getting in the red zone. He has had 6 touchdowns in the past 6 weeks, only one game where he didn't make it into the end zone. Otherwise, he's had at least 70 rushing yards in those 6 games besides one. So the one game he didn't score a touchdown in, he got stopped a lot by Tampa Bay, was 12 for 46. Otherwise, his lowest rushing total has been 72 since their bye in week 8. And his highest is 114. I think here you go Henderson and Williams. I think those are the 2 you go to. If you want to feel really gutsy, go Diggs. DK's not a part of this question for me.
Yeah, same. Kyron does make me a little nervous just because I know Corum's getting a little more involved. But even with 50% of the snaps he got last week, he was still a top 10 running back. There's going to be tons of points scored against Detroit. So, yeah, I like that.
Okay, so starting Chase Brown and Quinshon Judkins at running back, and Jay Jettas at wide receiver. I mean,
what is this?
So,
yeah, you have to start Chase Brown. That's a must.
Yes. I don't think that Quinshon Judkins is a must start. I don't think he is. I think he had a really big. He had 1 reception for 58 yards last week, which saved his week because if he doesn't have that, he rushes for 14 times for 26 yards. Like, he's getting more rush opportunities than Kyron Williams, getting overall less yards each time. And he's only had 2 touchdowns since week 8, and those were both against Las Vegas. I'm starting Henderson and Williams over Quinshon Judkins. I know they're playing the Bears, but still, like I'm starting Henderson and Williams over Quinshon Judkins, and I'd put Diggs in my flex. I would sit Judkins, start Williams, Henderson, and Diggs.
I don't know, man.
Because of no Sampson and no Ford. I get that.
It's going to be a really cold game. Snowy, bad weather. They're going to have to run it. So I actually put Judkins and Chase Brown. They're both in my top 5.
Oh.
Top 6.
Oh, my God.
Just because they're not going to be able to throw it. They're just going to have to run it, pound it. And if they score, they have to score through Judkins. And I can see them scoring. I mean, I made a joke on a podcast yesterday that the Browns are going to score -4 points. First time in history that a team gets negative points. Is it possible? No, it was a joke. But I think realistically, I can see a 13-27 game. So the Browns are going to have to score at least once, maybe twice. And it's going to be Judkins.
I have Brown at 9, Henderson at 10, Kyron at 12, and Judkins at 16. I don't trust the Browns. I just don't. It's hard to trust the Browns in any way, shape, or form. So that's where I'm at. Obviously,
you can't really trust the Browns. So
yeah,
if that's your case, then definitely go Chase Brown, and what was the other option?
Chase Brown. So he has
Chase
Brown. Well, Jetta is his other wide receiver. So right now he's starting Brown, Judkins, and Jetta. And he also asked that you pick 2 from Panera right up there. Kyron, Diggs, Henderson, DK. So who I'm starting? I'm starting Brown and Henderson as my running backs. and I'm putting Kyron and Diggs as my flex.
Ooh, you're going Diggs over
Judkins.
Judkins. Oh man,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that.
I don't trust Judkins. I don't trust him, unfortunately. I think they get in a negative game script really fast, and they're not going to run as much as they want to. Okay. So, but obviously Jamie disagrees with me, and I could be very wrong. Welcome to fantasy football. Welcome to us making crap up, throwing it to the wall, and hoping it sticks. So, we all have these things. It's a fantasy playoffs. If you feel like you have to be a little risky to win, I'm putting Diggs in. If you feel like you can be a little more consistent, put Judkins in. But I think Diggs has another big game. I think Diggs has 8 receptions, 100 yards this game. And I don't think that is, and in full PPR, that's brilliant. I don't think Judkins gets more. Let's see. Let's look at what he's been getting on through the air. Besides, now last week is going to throw people off because, he had 58 yards. Yeah, he had a catch for 58 yards. But before that, he has had 18 yards, 0 yards, 0 yards, 2 yards, 0 yards. It's negative 2 yards, 0 yards, 18 yards. Since week 4, he has had 33, 18, 0, 0, negative 2, 10, 0, 0, 18, 58. In full PPR, Judkins isn't going to help you in that front. We appreciate you, Blurpy. Boom. So I hope whatever choice you make based off of what we said helps you. Okay? Because that is what we're here to do. We are here to help.
Let's see. I think I have another ugly one.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm in so many championships.
Oh, well, it's not.
Oh, I do have 7 buys, so the 24 championships that I made it, I got 7 teams that I could just relax on.
Okay, question for you.
Yeah.
Brenton Strange or Colby Parkinson at tight end?
Oh man, I don't want to go Parkinson. I'd go Strange.
Yeah, I had Tucker Kraft, and then from there, my season has just collapsed.
Yeah, Strange has been pretty decent.
Yeah, Parkinson has been very end zone present, though. He has had 4 to 5 weeks with a touchdown, and he's had 3 out of 5 games with 4 receptions. And I think Strange has a higher upside, yardage-wise, but I don't know how often he is going to find the end zone. So, but they are playing the Jets, so that could be something right there.
Hi guys.
Kyle,
Hello.
what's up?
Great. Fantasy football playoffs.
Who would you start in a standard league? Yes, I know I'm in a standard league. I'm in it with my family.
I'm so sorry.
Farts. I know. Brenton Strange or Colby Parkinson?
I think Strange. Yeah, I think Strange.
It's got to be Strange.
There's good touchdown upside too, and he's a safer floor. My goal line guide article this week, I know Jamie reads that. The Jaguars had the highest passing goal line grade. Now the issue is, does Strange actually get red zone and end zone targets inside the 5 to take advantage of that, or is that more going to Myers and BTJ? But
yeah,
he's a safer floor, but I also think there is a chance that he might even have a higher ceiling than Parkinson. So I go Strange. I am playing quite a lot of Parkinson this week, though, so I like him.
Okay.
Tough call.
Yeah. It is a little bit of a tough call, and it's right now we are at a 0.63 point difference in our projections. So it could be anybody's game this week.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I think the one thing is I generally in the fantasy playoffs, the whole floor versus ceiling argument, I tend to just ignore that and go for upside every time because consistency and safe floor will help it. Like that will help you win over a longer period in the fantasy regular season to get you to the playoffs. Once it gets to a 1 week matchup in the playoffs and you're playing against the best teams, maybe there's maybe you're the 3 seed and the 6 seed just snuck in and they've got a losing record. Okay, maybe that's like a one instance in the fantasy playoffs where you might choose floor, but for the most part, you're playing against the best teams in your league. You probably can't afford to just always go with the safest options and have enough upside to win. So
I think that's smart. Okay, who do you start this week? Manangai or Swift?
Swift.
Oh yeah, Swift.
Okay.
Manangai hasn't done enough to take enough from Swift to say he's worth it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I figured I'd just ask, just in case. Let's see.
Well, and you know what, Topher? Because like even on the Fancy Six Pack live stream I was just on, there was a lot of questions that I have both Bears running backs. So like, it seems like a lot of teams do have that where they have both Manangai and Swift as options to play. So, any questions from earlier that you wanted me to go over? Things you guys were kind of tied between, or
one that we did.
Yeah, we agreed on most of them, but there was a couple.
It's this last one in the chat right here from Blurpy. So, asked for you pick 2, and then he also said he was starting Chase Brown and Quinton Judkins at running back over Kyron and Hendy. And I said that I would sit Judkins and start Kyron and Hendy.
So the one thing with Judkins is Dylan Sampson and Jerome Ford are both inactive.
That's what he said.
So I kind of do actually like playing Judkins. To me, it's actually Chase Brown. I'd be more likely to bench for Henderson, I think.
Okay.
I saw the Patriots run through the Bills last time they played. That was with Ramondre. Now it's Travion Henderson's turn, I think. So I like playing both the rookies, actually. Go Henderson and Judkins.
So you're playing Diggs over Chase Brown? Because doesn't he have to start flex?
Oh, I guess. Oh, you're right. I was thinking more I'd play Henderson over Chase Brown, but you're right. I guess. Yeah, you know what? I'd probably flex a running back. No,
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, flex Chase Brown or even Kyron. Just flex one of those two. But yeah, play both of the rookie running backs. Even in full PPR, I don't really love. Jefferson's already in the lineup, and he's debating: do you add a third receiver with Diggs and Metcalf? Right, that's the question.
Well, it just says his J Jets is my other wide receiver, so I'm wondering is it a weird league that they just start one wide receiver? Because I don't know who the other wide receiver would be.
Yeah. Or is Jefferson the other option? Even so, I think I'd just flex a running back anyway.
Yeah. That's fair.
Hope we helped.
Right. That's the goal right here, is to hopefully help people out. We got about 10 minutes left, chat. Let's get some more questions going here.
Ask and you shall receive. We just got another question.
Yes.
I've seen this question so much. I've had this question myself in my own league. I can kind of go through the process of maybe why I'm picking Dak. Well, I'll just reveal my answer. I am ranking Dak ahead of Purdy this week.
Yeah, I have Dak a few spots higher. Both top 12 options.
Yep.
But I just love Dak going against Minnesota.
Me too. I'm right there with you. A pretty easy question. Thank you, Braden.
Well, and again, I've been debating it as well. I've got a super flex league where I could go both and bench Jalen Hurts. But right now I'm leaning on, I don't have much time to lean. Otherwise, I got 40 minutes to change my lean. But right now I'm going with Hurts and Dak in the starting lineup, leaving Purdy on the bench.
I need to remind myself. Purdy's playing Tennessee.
Yes. Dak's playing the Vikings.
Yes. I mean,
a dome game indoors.
Yes.
And CeeDee Lamb is back. CeeDee Lamb's cleared the concussion protocol. He'll be active, which is also huge to this, I think.
It is. Absolutely. So good. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything within your lineup that you're like, oop, I don't like this?
Oh, here's one. How about Hockenson, Gadsden, or Corum? No tight end premium. I don't want to
I like
start any
Corum.
of these. I do too,
Corum.
but man, I
That's
think
where
he's only getting like 30% of the snaps, right? 30, 40%. But they are going to have to put up points. That's why I like Kyron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. My first thought was just to flex one of the starting tight ends. So
that's what I was thinking. Let's see. Right now, I have Gaston in.
This is for you, yeah.
But then again, he's not completely healthy.
Well, neither is Herbert, right? Like that's kind of the issue. Is like the Herbert himself's injury. Now, I saw Quentin Johnston is inactive. So does that mean more passing volume for Gadsden in that?
Oh wait, you know what? This is tight end premium. It is a full point tight end premium.
Yeah. So then you definitely want to choose like which tight end. It's less about touchdowns and more about like who's just going to get the big volume. Unfortunately, it seems like if anything, Gadsden is probably more likely with Quentin Johnston being out, because the thing with Hockenson is that his bite games this year haven't come with volume. It's just because he's finding the end zone. So in a tight end premium, I don't know that Hockenson necessarily boosts his value much higher. You need guys that get catches, not just the spike week touchdown performances. That's not as affected by tight end premium. So I like Gadsden. Ooh, interesting. Thank you, K-Space. 91.
Yeah. Oh, I just clicked it too.
I just keep clicking it. Our timing is very good.
There we go. I got it.
Yeah, you see, I stopped too. So Jamie comes in and is the man. So pick one flex: full PPR, Khalil Shakir, Romeo Dubs, Kayshon Boutte, or Aaron Jones.
That's a very interesting question.
My first thought was Shakir. Just trust that offense the most, I think. I'm a little concerned about Dubs. Like, what is the coverage matchup going to be? Is Patrick Surtain just shadowing Christian Watson, or do they want to handle Christian Watson with like an extra safety over the top because that's how they're worried about getting beat by him? And if they do that, maybe they actually want Surtain on Dubs because they're already planning to like double Watson. And so I really like it could be a really bad coverage matchup for Dubs. So I'm very concerned about playing, and especially if he just got a 0 last week. It's like, how do you trust him?
And really, since Watson's come back, Dubs hasn't done much of anything, unfortunately.
Watson's playing ahead of him.
Oh yeah, playing ahead of him.
I mean, they're playing the same amount of snaps, but like Love is favoring Watson as a target as opposed to Dubs. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Since week 10, Dubs has had 4, 8, 3, 4, 2 targets. And the 5 weeks before that, it was 8, 9, 8, 6, 10. Like his target shares plummeting. It's not just like stair stepping down, it's dropped Tower of Terror style. And I think Watson's just getting better and better each week. He's becoming that wide receiver one that the Packers have wanted and needed. As long as he can stay healthy, he's going to continue to do that for the Packers, in my belief.
I guess we have a common game between Boutte and Shakir, right? Like, what happened when the Patriots and Bills met earlier in the season? Kayshon Boutte, 3 catches for 43 yards. And not a great performance.
Shakir had 6 catches for 45 yards.
Do you like the volume a little more? Like, that's not great for either. Again, my first thought was trusting Shakir. That's how I have it ranked. So,
but
yeah,
his volume has been absolute trash lately. He's had 1, 8, 1, and 2 receptions over the past 4 weeks.
Now, good news: Gabe Davis is out. So
yeah,
just suddenly one of Josh Allen's more trusted targets isn't there. Because I guess the one thing we're overlooking is should you just play Aaron Jones, split with Jordan Mason?
I mean, Aaron Jones, if you look at his stats, it's not been good either.
So, like, there's really no safe floor here. So, where do we think the higher ceiling comes from in this game?
I think I lean Kayshon Boutte. Okay. I think he has the highest upside out of any of these guys. And he's proven it this season that he has the highest upside of any of these guys on a more consistent basis. And Shakir, I would have maybe said a few weeks ago, but the last 4 weeks, he had a great game against Houston out of nowhere, but then against Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati, So I think Booty's going to be involved. I don't think Dobbs is. Aaron Jones will obviously be involved a little bit, but I don't see a ceiling there.
Yeah, I'm going to go Shakur, I think. Yep.
Now, actually, in my mind, just thinking Packers, Aaron Jones has had some unreal games against the Cowboys, right? Like we've seen it before, Topher, like 4 touchdown games. Like Aaron Jones has done that multiple times against the Cowboys. But the O-line is so much different. Like, because he has been a bad goal line back with the Vikings. Like they've been so efficient at scoring inside the 5. When he was with the Packers, he was incredible at the goal line short yardage stuff. So I really do think that's not an Aaron Jones issue. That's a Minnesota Vikings offensive line issue. So I don't know that the line is good enough to exploit Dallas. And like their run defense has gotten better. It really is still through the pass that they're weakest. Mm-hmm. So, but I think between Shakir and Booty, you try and figure out where the upside is in that specific game.
Yeah.
I think part of me thinks Shakir, just because we saw how it happened last time, the Patriots just ran so much on the Bills. And so I think that really limits Booty's upside if there's just no volume.
Who's dealing with the shoulder case space?
I mean, Aaron Jones is, I think, like he's been dealing with that shoulder injury all year, or not all year, but like the last couple of weeks.
Oh, yep. So, yeah, okay, I'm looking at that.
Jaden Reed or Rome? I think I'd go Rome, by the way, to this question. So nicely put up. I assume that's Mike Hicks who wants to know. I mean, Reed has.
Yeah, I'm leaning Rome too. Just
Reed has 9 targets the entire season, so it's.
I think Denver only allows 9, 10 points in the slot, and that's where Reed plays.
Yeah, exactly. It's Jones with the shoulder injury.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think we like going with either Booty or Shakir to just take that matchup, that Patriots-Bills matchup. We think it'll be a high-scoring game. There should be upside produced in that game. So whoever you think between those two has the most upside in space.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. Okay, any other last-minute questions before we sign off, y'all?
Well, if Brady Powell is still here, he might find it interesting. I'm going to share my start-sit spreadsheet. Okay. And specifically going to highlight the part where I'm covering Hurts, Prescott, and Purdy, and like what are the reasons to play one versus not play one? What are the advantages? If we're looking at production, like what they've managed to produce this year, clearly Hurts and Prescott are kind of at another level. Like you look at their average points, Purdy's the lowest. Even the median scoring, it's a little closer, but Purdy's still the lowest. Where Purdy shines is the fact that the Titans allow, in this case, the 10th most fantasy points to quarterbacks. Like Dak's playing the third toughest matchup against the Vikings. So that might be a reason. Like the matchup is maybe an aspect that you prefer Purdy over Prescott. Both of their implied totals are really high, so both teams are expected to score a lot of points. The over-unders for both games are pretty high, higher with the Vikings Cowboys, so even more expectation of a shootout. Dak doesn't have great goal line guide stats. That's the one reason where he is suffering. They still have negative goal line differential though between both Dak and Purdy, which means when they get inside the 5, the more advantageous thing to do is run the football. And so maybe the passing touchdowns aren't nearly there because the team's rushing touchdowns. The running backs are so strong that it takes away from the quarterbacks in that sense. So those are this would be kind of the reasonings behind Prescott and Purdy. But again, I think it's the production, what they've produced so far this year. Dak, he's hit a 30-point game, and this is in 4-point passing PPR. This is actually the league we're in together, guys. Brock Purdy hasn't hit 20 points yet this year. So especially when it comes to fantasy playoffs, again, chasing the ceiling, Dak seems to have that higher ceiling. So that's just how I organize my matchups, how I help myself with matchups. So I thought I'd share that, and that way, Brady, if you're still watching, you get to see kind of the reason behind picking Dak. Do you think that makes sense now that you guys have seen the process?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm with you. Here's the stat that I want to sign off with. Green Bay's Micah Parsons has now rushed the passer 307 times since the last time he got a holding penalty called on him, which was in week 3. He is losing, literally being like choked out the way I've seen students choke each other out. It's still not happening. So,
violence.
Yes. So, and he is still producing like crazy.
Well, the thing, he doesn't he have like isn't he top 5 in pressures on the season?
Top 5 in pressures, and he's doing so much.
He's too good, right? So the refs are like, oh, he's still getting through and getting pressure. Clearly he wasn't held.
It's not really affecting him. He'll be fine. Okay, here we go. Zach, there we go. Zach, here. PPR, Addison or Swift? I'm going, yes, you did. You made it. You really made it. I'm going Swift here. That's my thought.
When looking at the matchups, like the Cowboys allowing a ton of fantasy points to wide receivers, the Browns are on the other opposite end of allowing points to running backs. They have been one of the better defenses. So like that could be an argument to go with Addison. Problem with Addison is that he's shown no ceiling without Carson Wentz. Literally, his 4 best fantasy games this year are the 4 games he played with Carson Wentz. It's like he's a completely different player without Carson Wentz. So it's just so hard to start him in the fantasy playoffs when Wentz isn't. It's better that it's JJ over Brosmer, but it's still not that much better. So I'd go Swift as well. As much as the fantasy points say that, okay, Cowboys allow a ton of receivers, can Jordan Addison and McCarthy even capture that potential? I'm not sure. I'm not convinced of it. So I trust Swift, I think. So I agree with you, Topher. Jamie, you like that too?
I'm going to play the matchup, and I'll just take Addison.
This would be the week to trust him if you're going to ever trust him, right? I've heard a lot of that about Jefferson too.
Yeah. Okay.
Rock and roll. Thanks, Zach. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Thank you very much. Anybody got any other questions, comments, concerns before we sign off?
I mean, I have lots of concerns, but
yeah. You can send those to my secretary.
Well, actually, I was going to say one concern I had was if Deebo Samuel was out, I'd have to play both Romeo Doubs and Alec Pierce in a league. Now I only have to play one of them, so that's nice. We know Deebo's.
Who are you playing?
Right now, I've got Pearson.
That's what I would do too. Absolutely.
Now, I don't know that Phillip Rivers throwing is that much better, but just the Broncos defense, and again, as you mentioned, Doubs has done so little since Watson's been in that it's tough to trust the upside is really there. That'll be like the last. My flex spots, I'm actually pretty confident. It's tight end premium. I'm flexing tight ends, and like, okay, there's more confidence in the flex spots than that last wide receiver spot. But like that feels like it's that last starter where you just hope in this case the other 11 starters all do well, and that 12th starter can just maybe not get you a 0.
That's fair. Okay, y'all. Thank you for listening, watching, asking your questions. Jamie, go ahead and sign us off.
Just make sure you win, because no one likes a loser.
Boom. Good luck.
If you're a loser this week, you're not even going to get a chance to play next week.
One and done.